beyond believable. Where is the cup holders? I mean, come on, this has got to be a cup holder.
Oh no, that's the speaker.
So this is insane. No cup holders. This is beyond believable. So I have a bottle of water. Now, I guess I got to put it way over here. I mean, this is. Oh my gosh. I mean, right now for me as an individual, how would you even buy this car? There we go. Here we got one. Not really, not much. Oh my gosh. So now here's the next thing. So I'm assuming that the brakes. As we brake it, right? So the brakes on this thing, the automatic brake, you know what I'm talking about? When you come and park your car.
The auto?
Yeah, the auto brakes. I guess it says automatic brake because I don't see anything where you put a brake on.
Oh no, none of them have it. None of these.
Well, the F-150 does. My Mach-E's do. Yeah, my Mach-E GTs both have regular. See, what's incredible about Ford.
Like the Tesla and what's the other car? Ioniq. The Ioniq I don't think has it either.
Yeah, so this vehicle here, I'm assuming.
Your Mach-E has the sound though, right?
The beep?
Electronic exhaust sound, right?
Yeah, well, it has the wheel motors emit a little bit of a noise.
Yeah, just only you got to drive one.
Yeah, sorry.
And Ioniq, and then.
All right, so here, let's get this thing. So one thing about this car here, so as I was talking about on my F-150 truck, is how, so this is more definitely SUV. This is an SUV. This is not a truck, which you know that if you do your research. And so the one pedal driving is already on. So I'm letting off and it's already braking itself. So already I can see that, but what I can feel instantly this truck, I should say adventure vehicle, not truck, the suspension is so taut, and we're not even in sport mode. So there's a setting here to go to sport mode, and the suspension just so much more, connected to the road. The F-150 Lightning truck, that truck there, you feel all that battery pack, and you feel that truck float. So here we go. So now, where do we go here? Can we go to sport mode? Here we go. Go to sport, see if anything kind of changes. So this truck here, adventure vehicle, I keep on saying that, they did a race against F-150, and this thing smoked the F-150 Lightning, and it smoked the Ram TRX. So the sport mode right now, just not even driving this vehicle much. Steering wheel's a little tighter. I can tell the suspension's a little more taut because you're bouncing around a little bit more, if you kind of know what I mean. And so, but really nimble. This is much more, this vehicle here, but a little bit of a chop of a ride. Not radical, but a little bit of a bounce kind of you get out of it, but not radical. So we'll be down here kind of the back roads, which I can already tell you that for that, it'll be, it hugs the road. So this thing doesn't float around. And what's really nice to see there, we're slowing down, I'm not even touching the brake, which that's really cool. That's the regen, but at the same time, this says, when we first got in it, I swore it said it had 251 miles. So I kind of felt that bump back there. So the sport mode, you're definitely feeling the more of the road underneath of you. So if we go back to the conserve mode, if we're going to hit the conserve mode, let's just see kind of what happens here in the back roads. If it kind of gives us a little bit more plush ride. And already I can kind of tell, you kind of feel a little bit more of a softer ride now. I do.
Just a little bit.
It's not radical, but nicer. But, really nice. I mean, so there's no doubt on this vehicle here, much more a friendly use vehicle if you're not the super duty, if you're not really doing the work out of your truck type of environment, and you really want more of the electric vehicle package, adventure package, off-road package, the versatile, you can throw some stuff in your bed, but not a lot. You know, I cannot, you know, this is no way this is like a work truck, but they're not calling it that. I don't even know if they even call this the Rivian truck. They call it the Rivian Adventure Vehicle. Is that the proper name? Do you kind of know?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't really think they're saying, I really wouldn't, because the tow rating on this isn't that great. You know, when you compare this to F-150 Lightning, I can't see the two really being head-to-head against each other. You know, I think this is more, so you knew this, didn't you? Road's closed. We have to do a circle round
U-turn.
to do, which let's talk, the turning radius, which I saw that in the parking lot. Turn radius is fabulous. So the F-150 truck, it's not good. And I talk about this in my other videos about how I think a lot of women are going to want that F-150 Lightning truck. And I talk about how it's a big truck. It doesn't handle like your regular truck. It's the big steering turning radius, and it's very challenging to park in parking spots in shopping centers. So anybody that's, you know, got their wife thinking, oh, they're going to love the F-150 Lightning truck because it's got a frunk in it, it's not going to work. You're not going to be happy. That F-150 Lightning wheel motor setup, it really takes away your turning radius. This is incredible. This here outdoes, I would say, small vehicles. What we just did back there. So that's pretty cool. So far, really, it is a really cool vehicle. Here's the danger point. I just gave up my electric vehicle. Here we go. Here we go with me, you know, I ain't buying anything else anytime soon. Yeah, oh my gosh. And so this thing here, I'm in a back neighborhood. I'm not going to get a little too crazy, but once you get up the main road here, I'm going to kind of give it a little bit of a goose and, you know, kind of see how she feels. And we'll definitely put it back in like the sport mode to do that, you know, and get some fun factor out of it. Yeah, so we're up here once you get up to the white. Now, where's the navigation? There it is. There's a little navigation icon there. If you want to hit that, let's see what we get out of it. Well, no, let's go to our sport mode first. Let's go to sport. And you know what's really nice? This touchscreen's very user-friendly. It really does pick up. You know, it isn't like you're having to fight it to get it to a changeover. So that's a really nice feature. I mean, so wow. So far, the quiet factor, we kind of got the fans kind of going because we kind of got a warm day here, you know. But we should go to auto. This thing should go to auto here. Whoops. We should go to auto to be able to get this thing to manage better on the, you know, manage this a lot better. So it's not making that noise. There you go. It's good. Okay. So now we're going to get out on the main road here. You got the sport and got the traffic as usual. And this thing should be able just to dart right out here like nothing. Yeah, look at this here. I mean, wow. Yeah, so you know what? Mach-E, this is Mach-E GT, you know, experience. So it's good. It's not the Plaid. I've driven the Tesla Plaid. So it's not that by any means. But is it good, you know? And, you know, within reason, it's within reason with the F-150. Kind of surprised that F-150 got smoked as easily as it did in that race. They had a whole race. The Ram TRX, the F-150 Lightning, and they had the Rivian there, and so the Rivian smoked everybody. But right now driving this, it's not giving me that like radical torque inertia feel, which I'm kind of surprised. I thought it'd give a little bit more, but this is a very heavy vehicle, so I can kind of relate with that as well. So once again, I would put it within the Mach-E GT Mustang kind of an inertia feel as well. But what I'm really curious about is what's the real, you know, range of this vehicle. So I'm at 223. It looks to me like we're at 3/4 of the battery. So I don't know where you go to the battery management power, you know, where it tells you the battery life or anything. That'll be the next thing that we probably should look for energy. There you go. So energy 74%. Okay. So I was about right. It's at 3/4. So I wonder what the kilowatt usage is. I wonder where it shows that, because that's what kind of what you want to figure out. And then how many, you know, what kilowatt battery is this? So there, session. So it's a 92 kilowatt. So this is not the bigger battery pack, I don't think. And what's the kilowatt per mile? Does it show there? I'm not really seeing that. So that's interesting. Because like the F-150 Lightning is like a 2 mile per kilowatt, rough range, 2.5, 2.7, an extended range, 131 kilowatt battery pack, you can go 330 miles. So the question is, does this vehicle get a 300 mile range? And I would say if you're at 3/4 of, what's 25% of 223? Well, if you took 300 times 70, it'd be 220, 221. So this is probably about a 300 range vehicle. That would be my guess. Which, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. The Lightning is 320, 330, So, but the Ford F-150 Lightning extended range is 131 kilowatt battery. So you're going to spend a lot more energy to charge that to kind of get what's close to this, if you kind of know what I'm saying by that. So not bad. So we're on the back roads. We're here in the Sport Edition. And yeah. So what I feel out of this and kind of the bumps, you kind of get like a pop-up. The car kind of goes like up and down like that a little bit. But as far as quiet-wise, nice and quiet. Now we've got, I'm assuming here, you got vented seats. You got a vented seat over there too if you want to get your seat cooled down. Because the interior, ooh, that's really nice. Oh boy, that was fast. That's like an ice pack. That's real nice. So yeah, so far, fun vehicle, peppy. Definitely in the back roads. Like I'm just going to kind of play around with a little bit now here to kind of get the feel, and definitely really, planted. You could go down the back roads, and then this is the Tesla type of technology they're riding off of, not anything like the Ford technology. And what's really nice about this is, I talked about in my other videos this past week, this has the 800 volt architecture, which that's where you want to be. Everything's going to go to 800 volt. All Dodge's vehicles that are going to be brought to the market are 800 volt. Ford's at the 400 volt energy, and the 800 volt's going to be the latest, greatest way to buy a new car, and it's going to keep its value because you're in the newer technology, and it's going to be more efficient to charge, and it's supposed to give it a little bit more power and all those other things, I guess, if you know what I mean. But here we go. Yeah, so there. But what kind of seems to happen, what I feel, the vehicle shuts you down. So when I get to a certain point, when I'm pushing down that pedal, the throttle pedal, you can't call it a gas pedal, the vehicle, I feel like the computer overtakes the vehicle and it kind of shuts down all that energy just to control it, So you're not getting everything out of this vehicle, I think. I think it's being held back. It's the same thing with GT, Ford Mustang, Mach-E. That vehicle, after like 5 seconds, loses all its power. It's just to protect the thermal energy, the battery pack. They just don't want people burning these cars up doing, racing. So I'm sure the Rivian has the same idea in it. So you hit the little thing here. This guy doesn't know where he's going, so we don't want to run into him, or does he? So now this is where you kind of come into these exits. And how does she do through the exits? Let's see here. Oh yeah, I mean, just like, wow. I mean, she's glued. So this thing's planted in the road. I mean, wow. Now the brakes, I really haven't used the brakes much because of the regen, but let's kind of get up here. So there it is. Oh, there it is. So no, I'm mistaken. I just put it to the metal, pedal to the metal, and this thing came alive. So actually, I'm mistaken. Now let's try out the brakes here. So it's interesting, the brakes feel pretty good, but they don't actually feel as good as the Mustang or the F-150. They feel a little spongy. You have the regen, you have the motor to help you brake, but that pedal down there feels more spongy than the Ford product, which is kind of surprised about that. I would think this would have a little bit more of aggressive braking on it. I mean, wow. So this thing's fast. Wow. I know if I'm the guy sitting next to me, he's like, whoa. Like, yikes. What are you doing, man? I want to go back to work today. So, Really cool. Oh, this is dangerous. You know, my thing about me though is the Rivian footprint in the market, the Rivian support, the Rivian network. Does Rivian, you know, what is going on with Rivian? So my concern about buying a Rivian is, where is the vehicle? We'll do a little walk around here, not park it in yet. You know, where is this vehicle down the road with, you know, if something happens to him? So now, park right here, push this little button. We're in park. Now, let's go ahead. All right, so we had our moment here at Coons Tyson Toyota, and good Lord, wow. You know, I tell you, this technology, there's just so many people. I can just hear them watching my YouTube channel going, screw that. Screw that. Everything is so motorized. I mean, for the Rivian guys out there, I mean, this is no criticism to you, but I'm going to tell you what, you're pretty brave. I mean, you're brave. You're the first guys picking these things up. And, yeah, don't get me wrong, I think it's a nice vehicle, but at the same time, it's so new to the market. They're wanting premium price for these things. I mean, you know, they're wanting serious money for these trucks. They want 120 grand for that truck. Yeah, that's like a $90,000 truck, and they're trying to get like 30 grand over on it. So, oh my gosh. Get into my Ford Raptor. Here's the push button. You see the Ford F-150. That's how I talk about those Fords, the electric vehicles. They keep them within the reason of, you know, the regular old car, instead of trying to get this crazy, just confusing technology where you don't have a regular conventional like key fob, as far as, you know, you get in the truck, you push the button to start the car. The Rivian, the Tesla remote is remote proximity, you know. So, oh my gosh, I mean, just for me, just I don't mean, jeez, I can't watch that whole video. I'm sure some of you probably kind of fast forwarded through it, because there's so much information of downtime of, like, you know, how do you get this car to drive? It's very confusing. And just for the little irks that I witnessed right there, you know, trying to drive the car, it all just, you know, really turned me off. I mean, unfortunately, this car here, and also in seriousness, this Raptor truck, I mean, Jesus Christ, man, the Ice Age. I talk about all the time. You know, here's the thing. Does the electric vehicle really push the ICE vehicles that have even more value? It could go either way. I know that, because the people get addicted to the EV age of not buying gas. But at the same time, you know, that Rivian's technology, to me, it's too much technology. I think they made a mistake. It's too much technology. And I'll be really curious to see the people have these things 20, 30,000 miles, 40,000 miles. I really want to hear, you know, how does it start playing out? You have issues with those vehicles? Who's coming to get it? What's their support infrastructure of people being able to work on them? What's their support infrastructure of having extra parts to work on them? You know, I mean, there's a lot of variables there that you don't understand. Here's the downside. If you pay premium price for that vehicle, so like for me, if I was to buy that Rivian and I gave them premium price on that vehicle, and down the road that vehicle has issues, oh my gosh, you're going to get killed. You're going to get killed. So you paid 30 grand over, and if that vehicle is a $90,000 vehicle and it starts having issues, and all of a sudden they're trying to get rid of them for $70,000, if you paid $120 for it, holy crap, man, you just got your, you know, your whatever handed to you, you know, that language. So, wow, all I can say is, don't take it wrong, Rivian guys. I'll create the hate of the like the Mustang, or not the Mustang, the Corvette. I'm watching a guy put a truck where the whole front end is so screwed up, the truck's driving sideways going down the road. So, as far as the auto's off, see that? When you hit that auto off, you just totally kill the comfort. This truck is really warm, and I was trying to figure out why the hell this thing's doing what it's doing. I'll tell you, this vehicle here, the Ford Raptor right now, if you're just driving that Rivian, oh my gosh, this truck is so fun, plenty of power. Yeah, the Rivian has insane, you know, that torque, But overall, for what you need in the reality of life of driving down the road, this is more than enough. And, you know, but going back to that, anybody out there buys one, up here's the guy that works for me, wants one of those. Oh boy, I tell you, so much information, man. The age of information, good Lord. It's beyond believable. So, yeah, I was just talking to one of my guys, and, you know, he really wants that Rivian, but I just told him what I just showed you in that video. And I'm going to tell you what, no way. You know, the danger so much of anybody buying a Rivian right now is if you pay 20, 30 grand over for one of those, and over the next 6 months to a year, if any of those have issues that kind of have people step back, you're going to be, you're going to be into a car. And don't get me wrong, you know, anybody that owns a Rivian, watch my channel. I'm not saying I don't like that vehicle. What you're hearing from me is, if you pay 20, 30 grand over MSRP, I think you're in dangerous territory. I just think that you're going to possibly have a vehicle that's not going to, it's going to be hard for you to get your money back out of it. But, you know, and that's another thing that the salesman said, is he said there's so much technology in that vehicle, it does scare people away. It's like the Rivian guy overdid it. The Rivian guy, he should have made like the Ford F-150 truck, where you have a manual handle to release that trunk, or I should say release the rear tailgate. He should have a manual handle to release, or a pull cable to pop the front hood. He should have a push button inside the interior to turn the vehicle on and off. I mean, I can just go through the list of things that I think that intimidate people, just like me. You watched it. It was just like, where do you go to adjust the mirrors? You know, it just isn't simple. It's going to the screen and having to hit that button, to hit this button, to hit that button. Too many buttons to hit and too many things to do just to accomplish one thing. And then the cup holders. I mean, you're telling me you'd be content with having 2 cup holders, you know, 50, 2 cup holders here, 2 cup holders here. You've got 2 cup holders over there, 2 cup holders over there. Another thing about that Rivian that I noticed is you can't put your tools. If you got tools in the side of your doors, you'll never get your hands to get your tools out of your side of your door. I mean, oh my gosh. I don't even understand that thinking of how they had that design where you can't get your hand down there. And then Rivian truck, I mean, tight as all get out. And the back seat in that Rivian is so tight. And once getting out, I was hitting that back door, accessory door that goes in between the bed of the truck and the cab. My leg was dragging across that back door. You know, so, you know, for the Rivian, you know, for anybody out there that's going to buy a Rivian, and that's the thing you have to think about, is for the Rivian, you know, you have that vehicle with no test drive per se. So many people bought and ordered the Rivian with never being able to actually drive the vehicle. You know, so think that through. You know, here you ordered a vehicle, and then, you know, and I'm not saying when you go to the dealership and you drive it, you can't, you know, say I don't want the deal. You know, so yeah, you have that option. Just got that option with the Ford F-150 Lightning. Ordered that truck. When I drove it, if I didn't like it, I could have walked away with the deal, and they'd have been happy. You know, with the Rivian, I don't really know how that works. I'm not too sure how that works, because where does Rivian then deal with the vehicle? I mean, I don't even know. I have no idea. When you buy a Rivian, order a Rivian, are you like, you have no choice but to buy it? Or you take a huge loss? I mean, I just have no idea on that conversation. So, yeah. So anyways, back to what started all this. The Dodge Challenger thought process. Yeah, I don't know. And here I am driving down the road and doing some other things that I'm still finagling other things I should have done that I didn't do, that I should have done. But yeah, just quit talking, dude, and you'd figure it all out. All right, yeah, long video again. Wasn't planning on this long video, but I think we're going to call it a day because it's just a long video. So yeah, the adventures of the Hellcat. It's the adventures of the Hellcat that start all this. Do I buy another Hellcat? I don't know, man. You know, you start those Hellcats up, they do not radiate that exhaust that the GT500 does. I mean, I'm sorry. The GT500 just has so many things that make that car so much fun, but yet there's so many people that are Hellcat owners who would tell you I'd never buy a GT500. I want nothing to do with those things. It's just another Mustang and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, I'm delusional. I mean, yeah, I get all that conversation, but, you know, okay, whatever. So, anyways, hey, everybody. Appreciate everybody watching another day of adventures on my YouTube channel. And hopefully my Rivian experience just can, you know, give an eye-opener, a big eye-opener for me, huge eye-opener for the gentleman that works for me, because he's really been wanting one of those. And, you know, he kind of started making me think, I don't know, maybe it's something to think about. But after today, nope. I'm going to sit on the sidelines for that. And I want to kind of watch what plays out with that vehicle. And who knows? Down the road, never know. I have bought so many vehicles in my lifetime that I haven't bought right away. You know, I've sat on the sidelines for a few years. So everybody here watching my YouTube channel, Ice Age, Hellcat Day, appreciate everybody's support and nice comments. Hey, tell anybody who watches it, subscribe, and what's the next video, right? Hope everybody has a great day, and God bless. Hey, we've got some decent fuel mileage considering I kind of run around and stop and go traffic here. But see here, now I've got the adaptive cruise on, and look, see, I'm not touching anything here. So what's really nice, this does have the stop and go. So when you're sitting in traffic, you know, it's kind of like those electric vehicle technology. You know, we never even got to that point with that, you know, Rivian, which is like the Tesla type of technology. So this is so cool. See that? I mean, it's just really nice on letting your legs and your feet and everything, but it only lasts. Thing is, if you stop for more than like 3 seconds, you have to remotely, I think you hit the reset button right here, so you don't have to use your foot. You can just use your finger to stop, and, or I should say, to restart and go.